Jamie and myself both share a passion for filmmaking. In our spare time, we travel the length and breadth of the UK, filming music events, mostly in the drum and bass scene. But despite being good friends in and outside of Nash, we've never actually been fishing together.
We were both keen to get a trip sorted, but with both of us having busy jobs and a busy schedule at home, it wasn't looking promising. That was until Samir suggested a last-minute winter trip.
Buzzing this morning, Lewis, you know why?
Why is that?
Because we're going fishing.
And where were we going? Well, out of respect for the locals, we can't really say too much. Other than that it was an old stretch of river that was closed off at both ends due to the straightening of the main river years ago.
Back at the fuel pump then, though. I thought my last trip of the year was well and truly behind me, but couldn't really resist getting the rods out. Pretty buzzing for this. Why are all the lorries reversing? Just about to wave goodbye to our train and a 2-hour wait now. Damn it. We were booked our crossing for the early hours of the morning, and after a few major diversions, things were about to get a bit worse.
Hello, Janine speaking. Can I help?
Hi Janine, I've just put my booking reference number in twice and my debit card, and it won't let me through.
Right, bear with me 1 second. Okay, you've actually booked that to go Calais Folkestone.
It's safe to say the start of the trip was far from ideal, so we grabbed a Starbucks and waited a couple of hours for the next crossing.
For me, it's all about the journey and a big part of my carp angling. And even though my Cody had crashed, the buzz was still building as we arrived at the venue.
When we arrived at the venue, we had a good look around on foot, but it soon became apparent that the best way to find the fish was to get out in the boat and have a good look on the Echo.
Well, we searched the whole section now, so from top to bottom. Well, initially we was feeling the shallower end, but we didn't notice the shallower end at the time, so we had some big snags. But after going out in the boat in the Echo, things have changed, haven't they, Jamie?
Mad how things change, isn't it?
Yeah, like the other end just looks much more appealing, like 2 more metres of depth and a few more reflections, eh? Yeah, I think we've pretty much made up our mind now. We're going to head back to where we see the reflections on the Echo and yeah, fish there for the night. But yeah, no, a move is probably on the cards, but for the moment, we're heading up that end. We'd opted to double up on the first night, and with the swim being on the inside of a bend, it allowed us to spread our rods out nicely, sharing a big set of snags that sat in the middle. We tried our best, and our fingers were crossed for the first night.
With the light rapidly fading, we wasted no time in knocking up a mix and getting the rods out. Before we knew it, the sun had set and the early start had really taken its toll on Samir.
Well, would you believe it, I'm actually ready for bed. It's only 7 o'clock, but we've been up since 1:45 this morning. It's been a long old day searching the lake trying to find spots. I'm ready for bed. That night, leave me alone. but last night didn't produce any results for us. I was quite confident in the spot as we found a few nice places to place our baits, but yeah. So we've been out this morning, we've had a good look around, and yeah, we actually see less today than yesterday, which is a little bit unfortunate. There's a couple of huge snags further down, so we're going to split up. Jamie's going to fish one big set of snags, I'm going to fish the other, and hopefully we can sneak one out before the session comes to an end.
Swift pack-up saw us back on the water pretty quickly. Plan was to head down to the other set of snags, but Samir had other ideas.
Well, I've just found a few fish on the Echo, so I'm going to set up here for tonight. Unfortunately, there isn't any made swims here, so I've had to do a bit of improvising and create a bit of an opening myself. But yeah, there's a few out there. Hopefully I can get a bait amongst them and pinch a bite tonight. I've got a lot of work to do yet.
I, on the other hand, decided to head up to the snags anyway. I hadn't seen anything on the Echo there that day, but I knew it was an area that was going to hold carp, so I went with my gut.
Well, I'm just getting my last rod out in the evening sun. It's been a long old day searching. Hopefully it all pays off. With views like this, it's absolutely stunning. Makes it all worth it.
I hadn't seen any signs of activity that day, and to be honest, I was feeling a bit gutted. But it's amazing how quick that can change.
Oh, no way! Right in front of me, Lou. Yes, that was 100% carp. Right, okay, I'm excited now. It's just rolled again, I don't believe it. Right in front of me. Now I can start, because I can start over high. What? You just had one show 30 yards out? So I just got off the phone to Samir, and it seems like splitting up's paid off, because we've both seen fish in our swims now. Which is a massive result. We haven't seen anything since we've been here. And in the last half an hour, for both of us to see shows is a massive confidence boost. It's just down to the carp now, really. I'm happy with my spots, I'm happy with my approach. We'll just have to wait and see. I'm gonna stick dinner on, bit of steak, bit of homemade chips, and yeah, sit and chill for the night. Well, I just sat there making some dinner, just about to get my chips out of the oil, and the right hand rod's absolutely melted off. Don't know what's on there. It is a carp. We have a carp. Only a small one, Lou, but
Bite's a bite.
big bite, have that. Yes! Love it. Oh, mate. $16?
No, 17 and a half, Jamie.
Is it? Looks almost like a koi, doesn't it? Yeah. Like this markings, this coloration on its head. Well, the move definitely paid off. My first Belgian carp, and incidentally my Belgian PB. Thank you, baby. Hopefully a few more of you. Tell your mum where I am. Look, straight through the legs. Winning. Yes.
I was really confident of another bite that night, but I was really hoping it would be from a carp.
Well, I've just woken up. It was a pretty busy night for me last night. Unfortunately, not the busy night that I wanted, because it was mainly bream. Well, it was all bream. Decided to give Samir a call this morning, see how he was getting on, and he's just had a lovely dark common. Lewis is going to head down and do some pictures for him in a minute, and I'm going to try and drag myself out of bed. Lovely. Wow, what a little beauty. Funny little take, had a couple of beeps and then a full drop back. We both were expecting it to be a bream, and I knew straight away as soon as I lifted the rod it was a carp. Nice little battle close in, and there we go. Beautiful little autumn common.
So there we go. Our hard work's paid off. I was beginning to think it wasn't going to happen after me and Jamie split up yesterday to try and cover more water. Proper buzzing, a Belgian banger for the morning, and hopefully the start of things to come. Loveliest of times. So yeah, we're just going to slip this beauty back. Then we're going to get packed up and head down the other end. The whole point of us splitting up was for us to try and ascertain where the bulk of the carp were. And even though I've had one here, it appears there's more fish down the other end. So I'm going to get a move on. When making an angling film, it's important to get a proper carpy release. We're looking for a 10 out of 10. We're looking for elegance and grace. All right. Oh, after all that, you just... As I said, I was on the move again to catch back up with Jamie. Unfortunately, the weather we'd been promised and forecast wasn't the weather we was actually angling in. But despite that, I was still confident of catching another carp before the trip was up.
With one more night ahead of us, I wanted to keep my rods out for as long as possible. So I decided to adjust my baiting approach to avoid some of the bream and nuisance fish, opting for an all-out boilie approach, glugged in the syrup, as opposed to the sloppy mix that I was using up until that point.
Fishing a wide and varied range of waters across Europe, many different angling situations present themselves to me. Despite that, there's only 3 go-to rigs that I actually use. My favourite rig of all 3 is the Old Faithful. This rig has caught me countless fish from multiple venues over the years. It's a really basic rig that I fish with either tiger nuts or in a snowman presentation. The core components for this rig are a fangs twister, 35-pound skin link, a kicker and a tungsten sleeve. I love the anti-tangle properties of skin link, but I do like to use an uncoated section just below the hook to allow for a bit of movement. The fangs twister is an awesome hook. It's very strong, very reliable and extremely sharp. I like to whip the braid up the shank level with the point before kicking the hair out with 2 turns behind this. The purpose of using a kicker is to make the hook turn more aggressively in the carp's mouth, making sure I get a stronger and more positive hook hold. The second rig is very similar to the first, but in a blowback configuration. The reason why I use this rig is to prevent the hair from tangling around the shank on the way down when fishing in deeper water. My only pop-up rig is the spinning core. This is my go-to rig for 2 reasons. Hook holds and strength. I'm yet to lose a carp on this rig, and the hook holds are always immense.
The mix I like to use in the winter to offer maximum attraction is a very bitty, sloppy mix. I want the mix to be very visual and allow the carp to grub and graze using minimal effort, but most importantly, to not fill them up. I start the mix off with some of the citrus flake and either maggots or casters. I'll then add in some fizzing stick mix and a couple of handfuls of boilies. A mixture of the bright pinks, washed out pinks, and now with the addition of the white, is definitely a winning combination. That is then followed by the 6ml pellet and a good splash of the syrup. A little bit of this goes a long way, so you don't need to go mad with it. Another benefit of adding the spod syrup is that it slows the fizzing stick mix down, meaning it will be reacting for longer. If I want to bulk the mix out, bread is a great addition, but be sure to soak and squeeze the air out of the bread to ensure it reaches the bottom and doesn't float away. Unfortunately, we had to wait till the following morning for the next bite, which was also the smallest one by far.
To be honest, I thought it was going to be a bream when I had a bit of a drop back, but no, it was a micro carp. I can't lie, it wasn't really the ending we'd hoped for. We'd headed out to Belgium for a bit of a social and to make an angling film, and a small common wasn't going to cut it for the ending.
I had similar feelings to Samir, and after longing out a brew and checking the weather, we came to a joint decision.
Well, the weather that was forecast all weekend has finally turned up, just as me and Jamie are about to pack up and go home. We've both got busy jobs to attend to tomorrow, but we can't help think maybe there's another bite left in the session after me catching the small one this morning. So we both decided to gamble and fish another night. We've moved up to another big set of snags near to where the car's parked, so we've got a quick getaway in the morning, an area we've also seen fish when we've been having a look around. So fingers crossed for tonight, hopefully we can bag one or two.
Well, I've just got to the new swim and a bit of a change of tactics again this morning. My approach didn't work last night, moving over to the whole boilies. So I think what I'm going to do is go back to the finer mix, the sloppy mix. I think they had a little bit more attraction in it. It obviously stirred up something in the carp. Last chance saloon, we both got work. We shouldn't really have stayed, but what can you do when there's carp to be caught? It's got to be done.
Deciding to have one last roll of the dice, we pulled out all the stops for the final evening, making sure all our rods were set with precision, nothing was being left to chance. As we sat back for a brew on the final sunset of our trip, we knew there was nothing more we could do. It was in the hands of the carp now.
It's a real shame, isn't it, Samir? We've got to pack up fishless.
As if we're packing up fishless. It's been an epic night. We've all caught. I caught two, but Jamie caught a very, very special carp, which I'm sure we're going to show you in a bit. Well, yesterday's snap decision to stay has well and truly paid off. A lovely little carp, but not the only fish we caught last night, eh, Jamie? We've got a couple of lovely ones in the bag to show you next. What a lovely way to end my session with Jamie. An absolute peach of a racing common. Probably be my last carp of the year, and I'm proper buzzing about that.
What an incredible carp. An epic way to end our session here in Belgium. It's been an amazing journey. We've had some ups and we've had some downs, and this is definitely one of the ups. Had this one last night, my biggest one of the trip, and I'm sure you'll agree, definitely the best looking. An absolute hammer, and an epic present to go home with.
I proper enjoyed my session with Jamie, and sometimes the last minute trips can be the most enjoyable. We'd angled proper hard this trip and been rewarded for our efforts, and I can't wait to get back out for our next adventure.